Hello and welcome back to whatever this podcast name is. What is it again? The Hive Chat.
The Hive Chat.
The Hive Chat. I am Ariel, and our host here as well, Alex, and today our special guest.
Very special indeed.
Who are you?
Jack. It's me.
Who are you, Jack? What are you? What are you doing here?
What do you stand for?
I'm just here hanging out with the boys, having a chat, talking about childhood sort of stuff, you know.
I see. Well,
Good day
that's it is a good day. It's very, very hot right now.
Yeah, a bit warm.
It is quite warm. How about you, Alex? How's your week been? Oh, 2 weeks been since the last podcast.
Pretty good so far, you know. Not a lot happened. Just chilling with the boys, playing a bit of D&D, playing Divinity Original Sin 2.
Whey!
Oh.
That's a good one.
So, this is the second episode of... So, I believe, for now we're calling it the Hive Chat. That is subject to change. For now.
As if that's getting changed, though.
Well, things change for the betterment of other things. However, at the moment, it seems fitting for whatever we're doing. I didn't really come up with a name.
Precisely.
Alex
That's why you disagree with it. Control freak.
Yes. Would you like to explain what this name is, Alex?
It's just an inside joke with our friends group, Ariel. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, so no one else needs to know.
No, the inside joke is for the listeners. It's just not the boys anymore. It's the listeners as well.
Oh, yeah?
All of our listeners are part of the hive mind, you know?
The hive mind.
It's just a lifestyle where it's a common knowledge aisle where everyone sort of together.
There's a great saying where you're the sum of of roughly 5 people around you.
Yeah. You're the average of the closest 5 people to you, and I think the hive mind really does sum that up.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That is true. That is very true. Well, besides that is the name for now, the Hive Chat. And yes, as said before, it may be subject to change. But for now, it is sticking as it will for a while. I don't know if there's any channel banner up yet, so you'll have to wait. However, there was a thumbnail.
Channel
for
banner?
The last video. And I don't know about a profile pic. But that will all be done in due time.
It's alright, we're just warming up, we're just starting, you know? You can't,
we're just warming up.
we don't even know what the name is yet. I mean, we do, but we can't. We don't act.
Yeah.
We do, but
Yes. Anyway, so yes, Jack is our first guest, and he will enlighten us in some of his things.
Very deep Transformers knowledge, actually.
Yes.
So a huge well of knowledge that I'm very willing to share with the hive mind.
That is very, very welcome indeed.
Yeah.
But, again, we are doing the same format as last 2 weeks ago, which is, again, the first little bit is just a free flow, and then the second bit is our review of media, and as Jack said, we are doing Transformers. The first one, not the original movie, the 2007 one with Michael Bay directing.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh shit, my disc fell out. Fuck.
Was that Transformers?
Yeah. It's like Which the spaghetti. One? It's like the spaghetti falling out of the pocket meme that dropped my Transformers. The director's cut, Ariel. Director's cut, the premium.
Director's cut.
Michael Bay.
How long does that go for?
6 hours.
Jesus.
No, I made that up.
This is essentially, this is it for the what is happening today. Again, whoever is listening, I don't know who is listening, we have gained 3 subscribers, which is great.
Have we?
But whoever is, don't be afraid to suggest anything.
Imagine that, boys. 6 months from now, we're going to come back and look at this 3 subscribers when we have 1 million, and it's going to be incredible. Like,
just 1 million, Jack. You need to think big.
Just 1 million. What the hell? You need to
No, 6 months.
Huge.
6 months. A year, we're looking at, we're going to be the next T-Series to beat PewDiePie. That's the goal, boys. We're going to beat PewDiePie.
That is a very long goal.
When we eventually get a channel big enough to earn revenue, I'm selling my soul instantly and getting loads of money.
Yeah. I'm definitely making merch.
Creative honor is for people that are weaker than me.
I believe that is everything that is needed. Unless there's anything else, we will move on to the first section of the podcast. Okay, well, Alex, Jack, I've been thinking, recently, it has been about a year since we finished high school.
Whey!
I was, sort of reflecting on it. It has been, a whole year, finishing in 2017. What are your thoughts? Does it feel? Do you miss school, or would you rather not care about it?
That's a great question, Ariel.
Thank you. I'm filled with great questions.
I don't really. It's sort of weird. I miss the idea, but I know if I went back to it, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's sort of like the memory is much better than the reality.
That is very true.
Just like Transformer. Wait.
It's type 2 fun.
Type 2 fun, that is true.
It's not fun while you're doing
true.
it, but you look back and think, you know what? It wasn't that bad.
It's because your brain ignores all of the sort of mediocre stuff and sort of filters out.
And assholes that also went there.
Yeah, but not that we hang out with any of them, of course.
No, but I mean, being in proximity with them was bad enough.
Yeah, being within a couple kilometers is a little bit.
Couple kilometers, God, a couple of feet, more like it.
Whee! They got opportunity attacks that close.
Is it?
That's only if you try to move out of their zone of control.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
They never did. Kept them close. But no, I was thinking about it recently, a lot of people say, at school anyway, it's a lot different in the sense that it was 5 days a week. You would go there and you always meet, yous and other people every day, essentially. Nowadays, I probably meet yous once every month or twice a month.
That's only if you count real life encounters, Ariel.
Yeah, and that's only if you never come
but that's what I
before.
mean. Instead of conversations online, instead of just meeting one another face to face. Yeah, it was just something I was reflecting on in the sense that things have changed, and now with university, it is definitely different. What are you doing at Griffith, actually, Jack?
That's a great question. Studying a cheeky little bachelor.
Even he doesn't even know. Wait.
Aviation.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. Starting up the
Been
second
tough?
year now.
Been
Been pretty
easy?
cruisy so far. But it will ramp up, as all things do.
You've been flying any planes?
Nah, I'm hoping to go solo in gliders this year, but we'll see how that works.
In gliders?
Yeah, because
Ooh,
they're way
that's-
cheaper
yeah.
than normal planes.
Yeah.
Because they don't use fuel.
I'm sorry, how much are you paying for your pilot's license, Jack?
Too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much.
However, it's a really
Significantly too much.
great opportunity to earn a lot of money. The pilots, frequently on Forbes Top 100.
I'm getting into IT next year. Realised this pilot thing was a bit of a scam.
Yeah, drone
IT is really where it's at, boys.
Really where it's at, yeah.
Is there anything that you've learnt there, Jack? Because, we both did aero in high school. Has it expanded your mind on a lot of things, Jack?
It's expanded my mind on things I don't really think are relevant, though. I did AvLaw this trimester, and
What is that?
it's aviation law and how the Australian law applies to pilots, but what?
Oh.
I'm never looking at that again. I don't need to know that to be a pilot. Apparently the Griffith Uni thinks I do, but I think that's just so they can, create a degree out of something that doesn't actually require a degree.
I see.
So, but
So you don't need to get the degree. You could have just went to be a pilot.
Well, yeah, but apparently
Where's the fun in that?
helps.
Where's the fun of that?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
very true. Have you done any UAVs? I was just thinking what the fuck their name was.
We look at them. There isn't a course for them. There is coming up, but it's more of an engineering thing. It's not so much to do with flying them. It's more for design, stuff like that.
So wait, are you doing design stuff, or is it
Nah,
you're doing the
there's a
business
separate
stuff?
degree from that. So I'm just doing aviation, which is sort of pilot 101.
So you're just learning about flying and
Yeah, and
terminology,
safety.
physics, safety.
Yeah, how
Very
the
big on
planes
Safety?
work,
What are you talking about?
aircraft systems, and then there's engineering, which is way more heavy on the math stuff. And then coming soon, there's Bachelor of Aviation Engineering, UAVs or drones or whatever they call it, UFOs, something or other.
UFOs. Aviation is quite an important industry, Jack, as we all know.
Yeah, very, very important.
I hope you do well in it, Jack.
Yeah, thank you, Ariel.
I believe you will. You are a very competent flyer, unlike myself.
You'd make a perfect co-part, though, Ariel. You've got
I think,
huge
yes.
amount of knowledge.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
motor
when it comes
skills
to
might not
flying,
be quite.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's co-pilots don't need motor skills because they don't actually do anything. They tell the
that's
captain
true.
what to do.
It's just autopilot, isn't it, Jack?
You know what? You're
You
not
just
wrong.
press that button and it does it all for you. That is how it works, obviously. Alex,
Yes.
you were saying, well, before anyway, you had a quiz that you wanted to do.
Do you want to do that now?
Well, if you want to, I was thinking of something else, but no, yeah, you can. I want to do the quiz. I am intrigued at what the quiz is.
Well, I chose a new one. It's
Okay.
not one based on character concepts now. So it's things that have. It's so basically. So the title is. This is the full title. Okay. The game of Dungeons and Dragons has evolved through many editions, yet some features remain constant. Test your knowledge with these D&D concepts, starting with AD&D First Edition and up to D&D Fourth Edition. So it won't even go till Fifth Edition.
Oh god!
But due to your
Okay.
innate knowledge of D&D, Ariel, and that very lovely Secret Santa gift I gave you, I'm sure you know everything.
Yes.
The average score for this quiz is 7 out of 10. So hopefully you guys aren't as dumb as
Alright.
I think you are.
Are we
I'm
like?
definitely not getting over 7 out of 10. I've never played anything but 5th edition. Unless
I
they
haven't
ask
too.
detailed questions about dragon lore, I'm fucking gooch.
I mean,
Other than
it's
that-
not like it's questions where you specifically need one particular edition. It's just things that have changed, or I guess that probably. I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually read the quiz. We're just doing this spur of the moment. So,
All right. Well, go with the first question.
okay.
I know nothing about all the previous editions.
Now,
I
I will
know
I will
a bit
permit
before.
you to both work together to come to an answer. However, I trust that you will not Google the answer either. Because, I mean, where's the fun in that?
All right. So, I think this is a competition between me and Jack. So, Alex, let's begin.
Jeez,
Okay.
chances here aren't looking good for me, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
So the first question is, each D&D character you create has ability scores that define attributes of your character. Which of the following is not a standard ability score?
Okay.
The answers are wisdom, charisma, comeliness, or constitution.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, it's very difficult, Ariel.
I think it's a bit tough.
Dude, these questions are way harder than I thought.
Yeah. Shit.
Nah, it's comeliness. Let's just skip this. It's comeliness. We know that.
Cuddliness.
Okay, I've got that answer down, and we'll find out if you're correct at the end of the quiz. Okay,
No.
second question. Which of the following is present as a character class, in quotation marks, not a kit, in each of the first 4 editions of D&D?
Well, not a kit.
Yep.
What the
What does
hell
that
does that mean?
I don't know, it's written it for the
You
question.
know how for like second edition on Arc you buy like separate stories, like little mini.
Yeah, might be. Yeah,
mini
maybe it's like a second, like a DLC in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so,
what's the
so
question?
which of these classes are not which of these following is a present as a character class, but not a kit, in each of the first 4 editions of D&D? So we've got Rogue, Cleric, Wizard, or Barbarian.
So it's all 4. Surely Wizard was there for all. There's no way it wasn't.
Hmm.
Listen, I actually know the answer to that question, particularly that you just asked, Jack.
Can you repeat what the classes were?
Rogue, Cleric, Wizard, and Barbarian.
I have no idea. I'm gonna say Rogue.
Rogue. Interesting.
So it's which one was present in all 4, but wasn't. a
Oh,
kit.
which was present?
As a character class.
Oh,
Yeah. So it has to be in all 4.
no. I would say. I thought you said it, which wasn't in all 4. Sorry. I will say.
I think I know the answer to this one.
I'm gonna say Wizard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Wizard as well. There's no way Wizard wasn't. Dude, Gary Gygax's my guy. He's definitely put Wizard in the fucking.
It looks like
I
a wizard.
mean,
Unless kits are like.
I know the answer to
You need
that, and
them
I'm
to
not
play
going to
the
tell
game.
you, so we'll move
Well, I mean, by saying that, you're telling us that it's not Wizard.
on. Well, I mean, I've locked the answer in. It's unchangeable now.
Alright, cool.
Shit. We're just
Which
dumb.
which of these following game mechanics are present in all first 4 D&D editions? So
Okay.
they're present in each 4. So we've got saving throws, feats, dark vision, or Thax Zero, which I can't remember the what that's a shorthand of.
What's the last one?
It's THAC 0.
Hmm.
Oh, it's armor class. Okay.
Oh.
Hmm.
THC 0 means 2 hit armor class of 0.
I've seen some people talk about 3rd edition games. I've never heard them talk about that.
Yeah. I'm going to say...
We've only been playing it, just a disclaimer, we've only been playing...
Yeah, we're playing 5th edition.
So this is kind of a...
And, I know shit.
What are the options again?
Saving throws, feats, dark vision, or 2-hit armor class 0.
And this is in every single version?
It is in every single version. It's present in the first 4 D&D editions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say...
I reckon instead of it being a competition, we should team up, because these are rough.
I mean, that's what I said, and I was like,
right.
I want to make it a competition.
Okay. Well, let's think about this. I've never heard of the 2-hit thing before. I'm assuming it's just AC.
Well, one could assume that if you've never heard of it, then therefore it's been disbanded in one of the earliest D&D editions.
Yeah, that's what is a different thing. Saving throws, I know, were a big thing. I know they were in 3rd and 4th, because before they used, unless I'm talking about Pathfinder, there was Fortitudes, and I think that is Pathfinder. But I know that there were saving throws, I think, before that. I might actually be lying, but I feel like there definitely were, at least in 3rd edition. Feats, I think feats are new.
Feats were big in 3rd edition.
Were they?
They were. 3.5 feats were big. I've seen so many videos of people talking about like how to make because I was like, watch a video on like how to make a barbarian that's OP, and then it'd always be a 3.5 video, because apparently there was some like insane feats in that game, and like feats will build your character.
I thought I didn't, because I know there's something else not called feats. It's like prestige classes. I don't know what they are, but I think they're like offshoots of classes.
That's Call of Duty.
No, I know that's Call of Duty, but I think they're called that in one of the editions. Well, I thought feats were new, well, at least relatively new. And what was the 3rd one?
I bet there's something
Dark
else.
vision.
I don't know about dark vision. That sounds like...
Remember 5e though is like a simplification of old D&D.
It is definitely.
So that it's more like compatible with the millennials who have no brain cells.
Yeah, that is true.
Good thing we're not millennials.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Then it would be me bullying myself by saying that.
Precisely.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't think saving throws now. I'm thinking about it. Maybe feats. I don't think dark vision. Dark vision,
I swear on my life, people talk about feats in 3.5. It's definitely not feats. I've got a feeling it's dark vision.
So it's been in all of them, did you say?
It's been present in the first 4 D&D editions.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of the wrong way around.
Yeah, so I think it is feet.
Yeah, feats. Oh, yeah, maybe that's why feats is such a big thing at 3.5, because they might have been new in 3.5.
Yeah.
Balanced properly.
Oh, God, this is hard.
I'm going with feats. What are your two vote, Ariel?
I'm going to say...
Another thing you have to remember is that feats aren't a stereotypically remembered part of D&D, at least in pop culture. When people talk about leveling up in D&D in a lot of like TV shows and movies, feats are never mentioned. It's always ability scores.
I'm going to say saving throws.
Well, it's not a competition now, so I've got to agree.
No, I think we should. It's still like we can have two different answers.
Yeah, we can have different answers though. That way we just cover twice as many possible options.
Yeah, I'm going to say saving.
Well, I'm going to go with Ariel's because I think...
just do both of them.
Alex on the Google.
I'll just make sure that you remember, Jack. We'll write it down at least somewhere. So
feats.
You did feats. Yeah.
Alex is doing all the writing down. That's his responsibility.
Yeah, that's his responsibility.
Thanks, Alex.
What is the next question?
So the next question is, alignment is the D&D game mechanic that defines a character's outlook and philosophy. While the first 3 editions of D&D used the same 9 alignments, the 4th edition eliminated around half of them. Which of the following alignments was eliminated in the 4th edition?
Oh, God.
So we've got lawful good, chaotic neutral, true neutral / unaligned, or chaotic evil.
I feel like lawful good will always be there because it's like a god sort of thing. I'm thinking true neutral might not have been because it's sort of just like you do whatever you want.
Lawful good, nah.
On the flip side, one could also say that they removed the evil alignments due to the fact that you're playing heroes and not villains.
True, but I feel like a lot of people used to play villains.
I don't know, I'm just spitballing.
But like, mind you, like
I'm just trying to give you logical ideas as to
no.
why things
But
might not be in.
with alignments anyway, talking about alignments anyway, they don't specifically. It doesn't specifically mean you're a bad person. It just probably means that certain things that you do are seen as bad.
I'm motivated by first.
Yeah, because like, I think it's like chaotic neutral. Anyway, in this is like the nomad, I think, which is sort of.
You
just
can answer the free question, or
I don't know. What were the two chaotic ones again? What were the other two? Sorry?
chaotic neutral or chaotic evil.
What do you think, Jack? I'm tossing up between true neutral and chaotic neutral. I feel like lawful.
Genuinely, I have nothing to go by on this.
I feel like lawful good will always be there.
Did you guys even know that they removed any of the alignments?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea.
I know you know how Ariel, there's like the Great Circle thing, and that's how the D&D cosmos is aligned. Yeah, I know they changed that into a tree. They changed it from a circle to a tree, and then they changed it back in 5th edition because they're like,
yeah. I don't know. I feel like lawful good.
And I did watch a YouTube video about how they changed it to the tree, and some of the worlds like Canis and that got removed. But
yeah,
I don't know, because I know places like
I feel like lawful. I
know the abyss was still there. I can tell you that. So,
but that
does the abyss have its own
chaotic evil? I think that's chaotic. No, that's chaotic. No, I think it is chaotic evil. Chaotic law is hell. No, chaotic lawful, whatever. What is it? Chaotic. Whatever the other chaotic one. Yeah. No, what is it?
Chaotic neutral or chaotic evil?
I don't think it's one of the evil ones, because there's no way they're getting rid of demons and devils, because they're the two facets of evil.
Maybe true neutral, because I feel like I don't know. Maybe true neutral. I'm gonna say true neutral.
Yeah, true neutral. Well, the other one was lawful good, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just feel like lawful good.
I'll go lawful good just because I want to be different. From my perspective at the moment, they're both equally likely.
All right.
Okay. So the next question is, what would Dungeons and Dragons be without monsters? Which of the following monster types is the only one of the 4 to appear as written below in the first 4 editions?
Here we go.
So only one of the first 4.
So it's only one of the following 4 that has been written in the first 4 editions. So we've got the Beholder, the Lurker, the Devil, or the Crenshaw.
Okay, so
the Beholder is the obvious answer, so I don't think it's the Beholder.
I think it might be the Beholder. I'm just gonna say because thanks to Alex,
I
got that Arts and Arcana book, and that has a lot of the art that was from original editions, and it had like from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons to 5th edition, and I think Mind Flayers were in it. There were Owlbear was always in it, and I believe Beholders were always in it. Devils, I haven't seen anything about Devils. And what were the other two?
A Lurker or a Crenshaw.
Crenshaw, what the hell is that?
Well, if you haven't heard of it, it's safe to assume it's probably not been in all 4 editions.
I feel like the Lurker wasn't. Lurker doesn't sound like a memorable thing, and the reason why D&D was so big, D&D was very popular because of Beholders, because it was one of the biggest things, I think. I don't know, I'm probably talking about my ass.
It's just like the pop culture thing.
Yeah. Well, isn't a Lurker just maybe like the boogeyman or something? I feel like it's Beholder. It sounds like the most obvious one. I feel like that is the one.
Okay. Beholder. Going for the obvious one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Beholder as well, to be honest. I have no reason to doubt it, and the other ones I do have reason to doubt. It's sort of obscure, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, the devil is necessarily obscure, but you think if there was a devil in Dungeons & Dragons, it might be on, like, one of the...
Because remember when they first had D&D, they had all those Christian mums that were, like, scared about their kids?
Yeah, but there wasn't talking about, like...
It wasn't because they were specifically satanic references.
Yeah, it was just what it was.
Mums hate fun.
It was all this, yeah. Still being succubi.
Ooh, don't say that out.
Succubi. Fucking hell.
Next question.
Okay, so question 6. Part of the fun of D&D involves getting lots of treasure, preferably magical. Hope you're listening, Ariel. Which of the following non-artifact magic items is available in each of the first 4 editions with the same functionality? So it's available...
You go.
What? So we've got Vorpal Sword, ritual scroll of silence, +5 mace, or bag of holding.
Ooh,
The bag holding.
holding sounds like that has been there. What's the first one again? The Vorpal sword. Okay, so the Vorpal sword is a legend. I think it's a legendary. It's an artifact. I know it's a very memorable weapon. And we haven't seen it really in our games anyway. But I don't think the +5 mace.
+5 mace.
That just sounds sort of just like +5 mace is ridiculous. Usually, things only got to +3.
And even that's legendary.
That is legendary, so that's beyond that. And the Ritual Scroll of Silence. I've never heard of that. Bag of Holding.
Bag of holding, come on.
So it's basically bag of holding the Vorpal sword at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like Bag of Holding does sound like the logical one. It does feel like he would always be there. But Vorpal Sword's like a legendary weapon. I don't know. Maybe Bag of Holding, we'll say.
Bag of holding?
Is that right with you, Jack?
I'm going Vorpal Sword just because it's
Right.
got a sick name.
It does.
I
It's
want that sword even though I play a ranger.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would do that too.
So the next question: which of the following D&D spells exists in brackets under this name in all of the first 4 editions?
Okay.
Mage's Sword, Discern Lies, Silence with a 15-foot radius, or Delayed Blast Fireball.
What the hell? I've never heard of any of these.
Did you say
spells.
people got 7 out of 10
someone
on
who is
this?
currently playing a wizard, I know all of these spells.
I
I couldn't tell you which exist in the first 4 editions.
I've never heard of any of them before. And I do look up older spells in other editions because there's a lot more, and I usually do take them and change them so then they work for 5th edition. But I've never heard of any of those. Delayed. What was the last one? Delayed
Blast Fireball.
Blast Fireball. I've seen that in games.
Blast Fireball. That sounds sick. I like that.
I believe in 5th edition, Delayed Blast Fireball is a 6th or 7th level spell, which is Fireball, which you can pinpoint an exact location. It
yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is
and if the spell lasts more than a minute, its damage goes up by 10d6.
Yeah, no, I remember it from a specific game.
Casual 10d6 damage.
It can do a total of 22d6 damage.
So what's that? That's
What are the options?
Mage's Sword, Discern Lies, Silence 15-foot radius, or Delayed Blast Fireball.
well, from being it in 5th edition, Delayed Fireball, whatever, sounds like the logical one.
I don't think the other ones are in 5th edition, or at least not under the same name.
No, they're not.
It does say under the same name.
Silence does, but it says silence within 15 feet. Does that mean there's a different one?
Well, that's all it says on the quest.
Might be the level of spell, who knows?
I don't know.
Is the official name for the spell, according to this quiz, silence brackets within 15 feet? Because there's no way that's the original name.
It doesn't even say brackets, it just says Silence 15-foot radius.
Hmm.
So it does say under this name, so you could logically conclude that it's not that one. Since there's no way a spell would have a 15-foot radius in the name.
I don't know.
Maybe it would, though.
Delayed Fireball
Maybe it might happen
sounds
at another level.
like a
Gary,
legit.
guys, please.
Please,
One.
Gary. Make the quizzes easier.
What were the first two again?
The first two were Mage's Sword or Discern Lies.
I'm just gonna say the Delayed Fireball because it's in 5th edition.
Nah, there's
it's
no
in
way
fifth
Mage's
edition.
Sword was in all editions. That's insane. It's a terrible spell anyway. Only bards would use it.
You really do purport a very reasonable answer.
So what are you choosing, Jack?
Mage's Sword, definitely.
Well, I'm going with the Delayed Blast Fireball because
Yeah.
I'm just
gonna
putting
go-
in all of Ariel's answers.
Yeah, get them more roll.
Question. Although the dungeon master can create his or her own adventures, pre-made adventures can be bought. What are these known as? A. Campaigns, B. Dungeons, C. Modules, or D. Supplements.
Oh god, I think they're called
Modules or
modules.
supplements?
Yeah, because
I don't know.
modules are this what we're playing. It's a Storm King Thunder module. Supplements, I believe, are
They're
so
books, aren't they?
no supplements are like extra rules and extra magic items or extra lore. Campaign sounds like the one, but I think it's a module.
Well, this is pre-made adventures, and I don't think you call campaigns also. You'd call it a campaign if it was a not one.
Yeah.
So we're going with module.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, an
so.
adventure, pre-made adventure. See, adventure in my mind is like less than 5 sessions.
No, see, yeah, it changes. I think it's module. I'm going to say module because that is what Storm King
module
Thunder
energy.
is.
Okay. The next question is: the dragon is one of the most fearsome monsters in D&D.
Here we go.
Which dragon type is not present in all of the first 4 editions?
God.
So we've got bronze dragon, silver dragon, gold dragon, or black dragon. Which one of these is not present in all of the first 4 editions?
Damn it, I thought it would be something like Crystal Dragon or Gem Dragon, which are ones that aren't in 5th edition or any. I don't think they were in very many. I feel like I have no idea. They sound all like they should be in it.
Yeah, they're all like main tier dragons. They're nothing.
Yeah, Black Dragon. I know it's on a cover of
3
3rd
chromatic
edition.
dragons and 1.
I feel like the 3 metallic and 1
3 metallic, 1 chromatic.
and 1 chromatic. I know Black Dragon is in a 3rd edition book on a cover. Silver Dragon, no, Brass Dragon, Gold Dragon is sort of like
Brass Dragon, Bronze Dragon.
Oh, Bronze Dragon.
I feel like a bronze dragon. A bronze dragon's in 5e?
Yes.
Yes,
they are. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
I don't know anything about dragon.
You know nothing. I don't know. Oh, this is hard. Bronze, silver, gold. I'm gonna say silver.
I think it's
Just gold,
I don't know.
because gold is like the Chinese type of dragon.
Yeah.
Sort of the one that gives
Whoa.
the way it's portrayed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nah, but it's got like an Eastern mythology, whereas the things like red dragons and that, they're more of a
Western mythology.
yeah, Western.
Yeah.
It's on the flag
like
of
a
Wales.
Viking sort of thing.
Yeah. We'll say
Gold
silver.
dragons are all like smart and mystical.
Flag of Wales featuring a dragon.
We'll say silver.
Silver.
1 out of 10. Fuck.
Alright, so question 10, last question.
Oh, God.
Under which of the following circumstances would the message, you just gained 6 hit points, be most appropriate? A, your character executed an attack of opportunity. B, your character gained a level of experience. C, your character cast Bless. Or D, your character put on a ring of shielding.
Oh, my
A
God.
ring of shielding. What's that gonna do? That'll give you temporary hit points, I bet. That's all it'll do.
What was the third one again?
well,
Gotta be
The
blessed.
third one was your character cast Bless.
Bless in 5th edition gives you bonus to hit and bonus saving throw, I think,
Which edition is this for?
for all of them.
It doesn't specifically
Oh, it doesn't
specify
say.
an addition.
Bless, it's not bless.
Would it be most appropriate? That was the definition question.
It would not be bless unless they change it.
This is like one of those English questions you get in high school.
Yeah,
All the answers are sort of right, but one of them has like a fancier
Yeah.
word, so you choose that one.
I hate that. It's unfair.
And after the first question, you guys were so easy to discount this quiz that I found.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be really
Dude,
difficult.
come on, bro.
It's gonna be easy. Maybe it's ring of shielding. What were the first two? Attack of opportunity, no way. Gaining experience, I don't think so, because you'd always gain experience. I think it would be, what Jack said, ring of shielding.
Which is rather than raise armor class, it would raise hit
Yeah,
points.
raise hit points. Temporary hit points, anyway.
I wouldn't say I agree, but sure. Submit my answers. We got 6 out of 10. One below the
You're
average.
insane. That was all me, though.
One below the
Yeah.
average.
Alright.
There's no way the average is
Okay.
7, bro. People are
Yeah.
definitely using Google when they do that.
Yeah, but mind you, like, the people
We
who
got
probably
6
got,
without
like,
7.
old,
I'm sorry,
like,
but we're dumb
30
millennials, Jack. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't
we
know
don't
that.
just
We have-
fit.
Brain
We've
cells
already done this.
completely missing.
However, comma, if there is anyone here who is a D&D aficionado that knows everything about the first 4 editions, please be aware that we're trying our hardest, and we do enjoy D&D a lot, and so we may seem like mainstream losers, but there you go.
Alex
So-
self-conscious about some nerd online who knows more about D&D than him.
I mean, you are entirely correct, but at the
Sorry,
same
Mr.
time,
D&D God.
I just don't want to be bullied for knowing nothing about D&D.
Yeah. All right. Well, go through the What's the?
Okay, so for the first question,
We got that right.
the ability score question, that was 100% correct. Yep.
Yeah, that's easy.
The answer was comeliness.
It like lured you into that sort of.
Well, I can give you the little blurbs that say. So it says here: wisdom, constitution, and charisma are 3 basic ability scores for D&D characters. Comeliness or physical attraction was a stat introduced in the first edition of Unearthed Arcana rulebook, but did not gain popularity. It was dropped again starting with the second edition.
Wow.
Bards plus 30.
The next question, which of the following is present as a character class, in brackets, not a kit, in each of the first 4 editions of D&D? I actually knew this one. The answer was cleric, not wizard.
Wow.
The rogue was
called
the thief. It's because it was just under a different name. So the rogue was called the thief in 1st and 2nd edition. The wizard was originally called the magic user, then became the mage in 2nd, and then the wizard in 3rd. So it wasn't actually called the wizard until 3rd edition.
Yeah, but we were basically right.
The barbarian was not present in the 2nd edition except as a kit. Meanwhile, the humble cleric has been in the constant in the first 4 editions of D&D.
That kind of does make sense. Actually, that makes a lot more sense.
We were right there.
Third question,
yeah,
which of the
still technically right?
I mean, no, because it says is present as a character
Yeah,
class.
but the name just changed.
Not a kit.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
The name changed.
I mean, no. I'm not going to
whatever.
that.
Yeah, I know, we didn't get it right, whatever.
Which of these following game mechanics are present in all the first 4 D&D editions? Ariel, you got that right with saving throws.
Yeah.
Dark vision, the ability to see in the dark, was introduced in 3rd edition, taking over from what was originally called infravision.
Bro, they changed the name and then say it's completely different.
Feats were also introduced in 3rd edition. Thaco was dropped in 3rd edition with the revamping of the armor class system. Throughout, saving throws have been a constant mechanic used when your character has a chance to avoid something detrimental. And it says in brackets, although changed slightly in 4th edition.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Because before...
For the alignment one, what did you say for the alignment one, Jack? I think you agreed with true neutral, didn't you?
No,
was thinking lawful.
I just changed lawful good just to be...
Okay, well, you're both wrong then. It does say alignment in the D&D game mechanic. So the question was, alignment is a D&D game mechanic that defines a character's outlook and philosophy. While the first 3 editions of D&D issued the same 9 alignments, the 4th edition eliminated around half of them. Which of the following alignment was eliminated? Ariel, you said it true neutral or unaligned. The correct answer was chaotic neutral.
Wow.
Chaotic neutral, it says here, chaotic neutral was always the favorite alignment for my players to play, probably because it let them be immoral agents of chaos. So no real reason as to why. It just says that they just do whatever they want.
Yeah. Wow. Whatever. I thought true neutral just because it's like you don't choose.
I guess chaotic neutral is sort of a pointless one.
It kind of, yeah, true. Well, I guess we're just dumb. What's the next one?
Question 5.
Alex apologized to the D&D gods, so they can't bully us now.
Question 5. What would Dungeons & Dragons be without monsters? Which of the following monster types is the only one of 4 to appear as written below in the first 4 editions? You answered Beholder, which was correct.
Hey!
Crenshaw was created for 3rd edition to give more monsters with fear attacks. It was not present in the first 2 editions. The Lurker was called the Lurker above in the 1st edition, and it was actually dropped in the 4th edition.
Oh, good.
The Devil was called the Batitsu in 2nd edition because
I remember hearing that.
TSR, and then TSR, the publisher of D&D, wished to divorce itself from satanic associations in the press. So all references to devils and demons were dropped. Devils and demons came back in 3rd edition. The Beholder has been present since the 1st edition and is one of the signature monsters in AD&D. It is considered such that it is considered product identity by Wizards of the Coast and is not released under its open game license.
Yeah. So.
Question 6. Part of the fun of D&D involves getting lots of treasure, preferably magical. Which of the following non-artifact magic items is available in each of the first 4 editions, and this is important, with the same functionality? Okay, so you answered Bag of Holding, which was correct.
Oh, thank God.
No, the question said non-artifacts.
I know, yeah.
It does say Vorpal swords are available in all of the first 4 editions, but no longer behead their opponents in 4th edition. So it's not the same functionality within each 4 editions. Non-artifact maces.
Yeah.
It does say non-artifact maces could not have a +5 enchantment in first edition. Ritual scrolls only appear in 4th edition. Bags of holding are in all editions and allow a character to carry a lot more loot.
Yes.
Next question. Which of the following D&D spells exist under this name in all of the first 4 editions? You answered Delayed Blast Fireball, which was correct. The Silence 15-foot radius spell was renamed to Silence, starting with the 3rd edition.
So it didn't have that in its name.
It did have that name. What?
It did have that in its name, correct. Mage's Sword was known as Morden Canaan's Sword in earlier editions.
Yeah.
Discern Light was not present in that form first 2 editions.
Wow. Smart, I guess.
We're so good. We knew all this backstory as well, just letting you know, in case you're a listener.
Although the Dungeon Master... Whoa. Alright, question 8. Although the Dungeon Master can create his or her own adventure, pre-made adventures can be bought. What are these known as? You answered modules, which was correct. Dungeons are places where players go for adventure. Supplements usually describe extra mechanics, not defined in the core rulebooks.
Yep.
Campaigns are settings, not adventures. Modules are pre-made adventures that are lucrative sources of revenue for gaming publishers. Next question. The dragon is one of the most fearsome monsters in D&D. Which dragon type is not present in all of the first 4 editions? You answered Silver Dragon, which was incorrect. The answer was Bronze Dragon. All these dragons existed in the first 3 editions, but the Bronze Dragon was replaced with the Iron Dragon in 4th edition.
The Iron Dragon.
What? Iron Dragon.
That lasted, didn't it?
And the last...
Dragon, eh?
And the last... Yeah, I mean, Iron Dragon, classic.
Classic Rust.
Question 10. Under which of the following circumstances would the message you just gained 6 hit points be most appropriate? You said the character put on a ring of shielding, which is incorrect. The correct answer was your character gained a level of experience.
What?
Of the above 4 actions, the only action that usually results in a gain of hit points is gaining a level.
Oh.
In what edition?
No, that is true. No, yeah. I thought you said temporary hit.
I never said temporary. That's something
that's what
I said the temporary hit points because I reckon that was what
Gibson mentioned temporary hit points.
Yeah, damn it.
But you got 6 out of 10.
That's alright, I think, considering we have no idea of anything.
What do you mean? I knew all that backstory.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, clearly not, because you didn't get it all, right?
What?
Well, that is a good quiz, Alice. Thank you very much for that quiz. I learnt a bit. We learnt a lot, I feel like. Turns out we're just dumb. Well, I am. Well, I believe that's enough for this section, and we will head over to the review of Transformers.
Hey!
Alright, well, we're back to the next section. So, for this week of the podcast, we did Transformers by Michael Bay.
Hey.
Made in 2007. You got a problem, Alex? Is there something...
I would have preferred to review a different movie or video game, but here we are because we felt like letting our guest choose the media this time.
Yes.
Transformers are near and dear. Transformers is.
Transformers
how many copies of Transformers do you own again, Jack?
2. I don't think that's...
I said 3.
Well, I've got 3 discs, but the second one isn't actually a copy of the film. It's the director's cut, so... But
is it signed, Jack?
Yeah, it's got Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. The whole... Like, sort of the main character signed. I bought it off eBay for a couple grand a year ago.
Couple grand?
I didn't.
Wow.
That's insane.
Alright. Well, I thought
wow.
the best way of starting this is with a little quiz of my own.
Hey!
God. Now, I should warn you, I do have Wikipedia up. Should I close this for the quiz?
You've got Wikipedia up?
Yeah, I've got it on Transformers, because I haven't read to it yet, but I wanted to actually contribute to the conversation when it arose.
I'm looking at this pure rose tinted glasses. I haven't seen the film in like 5 years.
That's okay. I'm not looking at the Wikipedia. I was just looking at the blurb. So go, Ariel, because I should have any crucial plot elements.
Yes. No, so this is all essentially Transformers. And I'm just going to say... I'm going to say what the car is.
Or the movie?
No, this is just the first one. So I'm going to say what the car... Like, what the car is, Jack. And in return, you have to tell me what
is that...
What the Transformer is. Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Oh, God...
Well, what's wrong?
Yeah, easy. Let's go, Ariel. Simple.
I think I only know one of them. I think that's the fighter jet.
Oh, fuck. Which one's the fighter jet? This is going to be a struggle.
I don't know the exact names of a lot of these things.
I've hyped myself up this way too much.
I don't know the exact names of a lot of these things, so you'll have to bear with me.
That's right.
But I will definitely.
Ariel.
I will probably just say I will say the name of what they were, and I will also say something else. But so, first up, I'm just gonna say so it's a little bit easier. We're gonna do the Autobots first, Jack. And
We're going through all.
So.
Alright.
Yeah, you said you know all them, Jack.
I knew them.
Yeah.
There are
It'll
so
come
many
back.
Transformers though.
It's only in the first one. Okay, it's only in the first one.
Okay.
But there was still some there. So, first up, I'm just gonna say what the vehicle is, and you sort of just tell me what you think the
I
Transformer
probably
was.
won't know the name,
colour.
but I can probably tell you something about their personality.
Okay, so
Oh my! You can actually give a personality trait.
Yeah. That's more memorable
Look
than
at
the
the
fucking name. What do you mean?
so what is the?
Can I Google the car if I don't
No.
know it off the top of my
I
head?
was gonna describe the car for us.
I will say the name. I will give you the option to look it up if it's hard.
Alright. But you have to say
So
I can.
first one, yeah. So the black 2005 GMC Top Kick. So essentially, what this is.
I know this one. This is one of the only weird ones that I actually will know right now.
Okay, what is it?
It's
then?
Ironhide.
That is correct.
Whee! And he dies
Ironhide's
in one of the
first
later
Transformers.
films, which is very sad.
Yes, he does. He does die in the
He's one of
third
those
one, I
like
believe.
American trucks that we call Utes. He's fucking American.
Yeah, he is. He's the big truck with the
Yeah,
like
and he's got
exhaust.
like a cannon on one of his arms, and he says to Shia LaBeouf, "You feeling lucky, punk?" Holy,
Yes,
remember that bit,
yes,
Ariel?
he says that. And
that is a good bit, eh?
when the dog pisses on
Yeah,
his leg.
he complains about rust. My
Yeah.
guy.
That's good. First one.
Yeah,
First one's up. So what? That's one correct. So we'll do the next one. The yellow and black Chevrolet Camaro.
Oh, I mean,
Yes.
that's an
Is
easy
it just
one.
me
Even I know
doing
that
this?
one.
It's both of you.
Alright.
That's Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yellow and black.
That is probably easy enough because I gave the colorway, but that is definitely the correct one. Next, we'll do this: the Rescue Hummer H2.
Fuck, Rescue Hummer.
Tell me if
That's
you
an
need some
obscure
hints.
one. I don't remember a Hummer.
Well, it
I
does
will-
say rescue. Huh?
Oh,
So it
okay,
could
yeah,
be
yeah, that's
like
the green
a,
medic guy. I don't know his name though.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's his name?
I'll give you some hints.
What's the first letter?
It's
He's like the scientific one who's like, he's like real smart apparently. Or he says he is, but he doesn't actually do anything that smart.
he is pretty smart.
He has-
Shot in the
he has
dark,
like a
does his
bionic-
name have
he's like
anything
one
to
of
do
those-
with radio?
I don't think so.
Alright, well in that case, I have nothing.
You don't know? You can search it up. I'll say you search it up. It's the Rescue Hummer H2 ambulance,
Trans
and
Who's
it's
the
yellow.
ambulance?
It's yellow. Also, it's yellow.
green ambulance. Here we go.
I think it's just yellow and a bit of red.
Oi,
Oh,
Is it Ratchet?
Yeah.
Yes, it is Ratchet. It's Ratchet.
Got that off the
Yes, it is
wiki.
Ratchet.
that's a weird
He's the,
name.
Wow.
the Autobot medic. That's what he is.
Does he
I
die?
think he's only in the first one. I can't
Yeah,
remember
he
him being in
dies.
the other
He
ones.
dies.
Oh, okay. I thought, well, cool. I thought it was cooler than that. Alright, next one. The silver 2006 Pontiac Solstice.
Solstice.
Looks like a Porsche, I guess, the best way of saying it. It's a silver car.
Fuck. Is it an Autobot? Oh yeah, this is the fucking one. This is the small one with the attitude.
Yeah,
this
that's a
is
good
the,
way of
this
saying
is
it.
the small.
That's a good
This
way
is
of
a real
saying it.
small
You don't
transformer
mean
who's
the
like he's like.
stereotypically
he-
African American car.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yeah, do you know what his name is?
Nah,
You are on the right track, though. You don't?
nah.
You can
I
search
get,
it
Can I
up.
get the first letter?
A J.
Oh god.
I'll
Was
give
it
you
like
the last
Jack
letter.
Rabbit or something like that? Or
I'll
something
give
dumb,
no,
something dumb.
I'll give you the last letter. The first letter is J. The last letter is Z.
Is it Jazz?
Yes.
Oh, it is jazz.
What?
I thought it was like it
It
can't
is
be
jazz.
jazz.
No,
Like
it is jazz.
You like
He got
jazz?
ripped in half.
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
movie.
Oh my God.
Megatron. Not a fan of him.
He wasn't really in it for too long, and he spoke like.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Twice.
stereotypically, black characters do tend to
But
die.
he
in
was
films.
the second. So
not
in
a horror
the
film.
lore, anyway, he was the second
No,
in command.
Transformers is a horror movie, Jack.
That is true. All right. this is going to be a tough one. The blue and red 1994 Peterbilt 379 semi-trailer truck.
Jack, would you like this one? It's too hard for me.
Optimus Prime.
There we go.
Optimus Prime. Yes, it is Optimus Prime. That is great. That was the easiest one. Add more.
Good
job.
Did you know after the first Transformers came out, or within the truck community, there were a whole bunch of people painting their trucks with that paint color?
Did you know, Jack, that
No, I
after
did
the
not
release
know
of the hit movie Scooby-Doo, people actually made their vans into mystery machines?
Really?
And they
Yes.
still do to this day.
That's incredible.
Yes, that's true. Right, we'll do the Decepticons. There are more Decepticons. We'll try and go
Yeah.
through this as quick as possible. So, first one. I think Jack will get this one. The MH53J Pavlo 3.
The fuck is that? Is that a tank?
It is not a tank, and it is not a car.
Is that the jet?
That is not the jet.
That's not legit.
It's a helicopter. Was it actually a
He
helicopter?
There's no
is
helicopters
yes.
on the Autobots, is there?
Yeah.
It's not
no,
Autobots,
Decepticons.
it's Decepticons.
Oh,
Decepticons.
right. Yeah, sorry, I missed the memo.
Man, the
Decepticon.
Decepticons had way cooler vehicles, not gonna lie.
I know. I don't know why the
NGL.
Autobots didn't have cooler ones.
They had
Is this,
jet,
no,
they had
is this the
helicopter.
same one? Oh, is this the same one that raids the base at the start of the film?
The first, start of it. Do you know
Is
what his
it
name
also
is?
the one that's present at like that desert fight with those US soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part. Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of that scorpion thing that comes out of the sand? That is insane.
I guess
well,
we'll get to that.
That,
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but you know. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know the name of the helicopter? Or the Transformer?
What's the first letter?
It is B. And the last letter is T.
Brute.
Oh god.
Even though that ends with
No,
E.
I wouldn't get it then.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Alright, that's one.
I used to know
it
them
is
all.
Blackout.
Blackout, that's right.
Blackout.
Is the big helicopter boy. The big, chunky, like...
The Chungus.
thing. Whatever it's called. The Chungus, yeah.
Did
Whatever
you
it
have
is.
Transformers toys, Jack?
What's that?
Who didn't?
Did you have Transformers toys?
Yeah, dude.
I
didn't.
remember having Blackout, and there's another one that's coming up soon.
I'm
But
looking
I
at an
won't say it yet.
Ironhide toy right now in my room. I can see it.
D. Alright, well, let's do the next one. Alright. This is easy. The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor.
I don't actually know the name of this one. I think it's like Star.
Wow.
It's like Starscream or something
Yeah,
like that.
Starscream. that's
Yes,
it.
it is
Fuck,
Starscream. It is
dude, Alex has
Starscream.
more
That
knowledge
was
than I
easy.
do.
Yeah,
I just
it-
remember the jet one because
I hated this guy. He was an asshole.
I mean, he was an
Now-
asshole, but he was cool. He was a jet.
Yeah, but I don't care how
this
much
one-
of a jet you are, dude. You're an asshole.
This is another one. This is a bit. I'll say there's two forms to this one. Okay, so this will
Megatron.
give it a bit of hint. It isn't Megatron. So turns into a PGX boombox and later a
Oh my
Nokia
God.
8800.
That's the one that's in like Shia LaBeouf's house.
Yeah, no, it's a little one that tries to like infiltrate bloody Megan Fox, and it's like her phone or something. Yeah,
was
I don't know the name of this, and I don't think I ever knew the name of that. That's some deep Transformers lore. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, this is. I would say this is actually pretty deep.
This is some deep tier.
I had to
This
look
thing
up
had
is
like
it-
didn't say anything. It couldn't even speak.
No. you couldn't
Wasn't
see.
it almost immediately destroyed by Megan Fox the second she discovered it?
I think so. Yeah, she like tore it apart. But then I think it came back and
Yeah.
transformed into something else.
Bands.
Yeah, and then it turned into the Nokia.
Yeah.
It turned into the Nokia. So I'll say because this is hard. It's called Frenzy. I didn't know this.
Frenzy,
It's
yeah.
called Frenzy.
You
Yeah.
didn't know that?
Um,
man? Psh.
I don't think anyone knew that really because it's sort of.
If you're a listener,
I didn't even know how to name.
Is this the same one that they
Comment down
trap
below.
inside that dam and like study it, and that's how they learn about the Transformers in
Mm,
Hoover Dam? Because remember, there's that scene where they like zap it and
there
then it,
is,
like,
but
transforms
it's a
back
no.
into
That's
the-
Scene in
a no. That's a
Hoover Dam?
different. That's a different. That's a different. Like that's just a random
That's just-
object they used.
Okay.
That's to test the Allspark, the energy, because remember it changes things into Transformers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they get the cube and they get cube energy
Yeah.
and suck it into it.
Cube energy, yeah, the cube energy. All right, we'll do the next one. The M1 Abes. Abram. How do you
That's the
fucking say
tank.
that? Abram, yeah.
I don't know the tank.
That is the
I'll
tank.
say that much right now.
It starts with a B,
Buck.
ends
Last
with an
letter?
L. L,
B and L as first and last.
yes.
Oh my god.
5 letters,
5 letters. Ooh.
including those.
Is this the?
Man, why did the Decepticons get a tank?
He is a demolitions expert.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Demolitions expert.
Yeah, dude, that
No,
works.
it's
That's
not
got to be it. There's no other match.
You don't know?
I remember as soon as you say the tank, I was like, yeah, I remember knowing the name, but I don't know now.
Alright, I'll say it. It is called Brawl.
Brawl.
His name isn't actually said in the movie, by the way. But Brawl is... I remember
Maybe I
Brawl
didn't
because
know
he's the big M1A1, whatever, and he's got like massive guns and stuff. It's like a fully decked out tank. I don't know why the Autobots didn't have
that is
something like
sick, bro. Brawl's
I think it's to
insane.
portray the
Look at the fan
it's
art. The first picture on Google Images is
fan
nothing.
art. I'd much rather not, thanks.
Sorry,
Alright.
yeah.
I remember Brawl. Didn't the Decepticons have like
Brawl's the one they take
more
out
military
by.
vehicles due to the fact that they were like, they weren't like friendly to the human race and they didn't live among them peacefully.
Is Brawl the one that they take out in the city in the end in the fight scene where they like Shia LaBeouf rides the bike underneath it and like gets a knife and like tears it down him?
What?
I'm pretty
That
sure
does
it
not
is.
happen, Jack.
Yeah, no, it does.
That's not how it happens.
What
I think
happens then?
that's what happened. I think it gets blown up by the jets.
Brawl transform.
I think like the missiles destroyed. I think that's what happens because
Nah, I swear.
and
to God,
Bumblebee's
that's
like
on
on the Bumblebee's on. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it is. I'm probably just dumb and can't remember. We'll go to the next one. This one
Maybe
might
it's
be
the
a bit
helicopter
hard.
one. No, I think it's the helicopter one. I'm thinking of a different. Yeah.
All right, so this one is the Buffalo H mine protected vehicle.
Mine protected.
Yes. I will tell you one thing that's unique about it. It has like a claw on its back. It acts like a claw mechanism. Like a crane. Sorry. Acts like a crane on the back.
Was
It's like brown.
Was that the scorpion thing?
No. It's not a scorpion thing.
I just
one of the
Googled
most memorable
mine protected
scenes.
vehicle.
The most memorable scene in it, this might hint at something, is when it bursts through a bus and explodes the bus.
What? That happens?
Yeah.
I really need to watch
That's the
film
one where they're on the highway, and the camera's
yeah.
like looking back, and it
It
goes
was pretty,
through the
yeah.
park.
It was
that showed
I
you
like
inside
it.
that bus?
It's chasing them down, and I think this is
yeah.
this is the pre to where they go to the city to try and get the cube or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
And they're like
Yeah, it's
all
before
chasing down the, I don't know what it is, the shard or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It starts with a B and ends with an R.
B.
And I will say, this has sort of 2 words in it, I guess, the best way of saying it.
Battle cry.
Bomb
Not
remover.
No.
Battle cry.
I don't know.
Starts with B and ends in R.
Yeah. It is called
Battle Ranger.
Bone Crusher.
Oh, Bone Crusher. Yeah, I remember that.
He was weak, he died. Like,
Yeah,
immediately.
because Optimus just fucking destroys him.
Yeah. Now the last
My
one.
boy Optimus.
Yeah, Optimus, my guy.
The last one, because you will know the other one. This one is the... if I get it up... Where's he gone? The black police car.
Was this one
Oh
in the
my
first
god.
movie?
I remember the police car. I don't remember what it was called.
I thought this was only a second movie thing.
No, it's in the first one. It's a major thing in the first one, too.
Wow,
No,
Jack.
just sort of
Major.
Oh, that's right, because they have
I don't-
the big chase with it in the
Yeah.
sewer at
In
the
the,
start.
like, underground...
Yeah.
Yeah. Under the bridge, sorry, yeah.
Ah, you know, Ariel.
Starts with a B, ends with an
Dude,
E.
all these ones start with B's. You know, see that, Alex?
I know, yeah, they all do start with B's.
Ends with an E. B.
Yeah, his name was B.
B.
But they can't fly.
I will say
Alex,
he's
their wings
also
are too
this-
heavy.
He is a scout and interrogator.
What's another word for scout, Jack?
It's sort of, I don't think it really fits the name, but yeah.
Battle cruiser, but with a E at the end.
No.
Okay.
Alright. It is called
Policeman.
It's called Barricade.
Barricade.
Oh.
It doesn't really make sense to me why. it
Maybe
would be
for like a
called that.
police barricade, it's like the stopper or some shit. I don't know.
Ariel, are you trying to
guess.
apply logic to Transformers?
Yes, because a lot of them kind of have some sort of.
Why did Optimus Prime turn into a truck? That doesn't really make
Yeah,
any sense
that
to
sounds. Why would he turn a truck? Why don't he turn it into like a big ass tank? or
It's so
some
that he
shit?
can help
Why
the
is he-
American people by hauling around food for the homeless. Lovely work,
me.
Optimus.
Why is he called Optimus Prime, but he turns into a truck? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's definitely a beta male as well. There's no way he deserves Prime in his name.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, the final one. This is a tough one again.
Is
the
it
silver. Fuck yeah, it is. God damn.
I mean, it had to be there at some point.
It was, yeah. It was the last one.
Which one is it?
What was he? I can't even remember what it was.
So the silver Cybertronian jet. That's what he's.
Oh yeah, because he is like an alien vessel. He's not actually.
He has an alien jet thing. Yeah, he's not actually a vehicle. Yeah.
Megatron.
But yeah, that is essentially all of them.
How is that
You got,
smart?
I think 3 wrong. That was it. That's it.
We do have huge
Good
brains.
job.
We're so good. D&D and Transformers. Anyone got any questions? Hit me up.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little thing because I know that you are an expert at it, Jack.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you said you were.
I know the film. Like, I can tell you
Yeah.
where they appear and what they sort of do, except for that tank one, which I've no clue. But yeah,
Righto. Why do you like Transformers, Jack? Was it something that caught your interest anyway in the movie?
In the movie.
Was it Michael Bay's explosions, or was it Transformers?
when did it come out? 2007. So I was
2007.
let's say I was 8 years old when I saw it. 8-year-old me. First of all the CGI stuff prior to Transformers was all pretty fake, but this looked like real.
That is true.
That is true. How does it hold up to modern standards, Ariel? I'm actually interested.
Okay.
Do you look at it and think these Transformers are clearly fake? What is this? Or do you look at it and think, yeah, that's fair?
I honestly think now a lot of people that I sort of looked up and sort of what people think about it is, yeah, there's at points where the Transformers when they like transform or when they're fighting, it's just like a collection of all metal pieces that don't really. Like, you see the fight, but it's just like a clusterfuck of stuff, right? You don't really see it. However, I will give props to what they actually look like as Transformers, and like their weapons and what they look like. I think they look pretty good.
Yeah.
I honestly think the CGI is pretty good. Yeah. Visual of the CGI is pretty good. I definitely think even for its age, I think it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Even like, because for me anyway, the same with you is like when I first saw it, I thought it was amazing. Obviously, explosions and the actual CGI robots, I think it holds up. There are I would say parts where it's sort of like you can tell because it's probably like a green screen or whatever. You can tell because the way that this is getting sort of technical in terms of what they do, but how I think it is anyway, like how like actors anyway, they sort of stand in green screens and sort of the depth of field, I guess, is the best way of saying it. When sometimes when the actors are with the Transformers, they don't look like they're with them, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because they've been like placed there.
Yeah.
Sometimes that does sort of like, you can catch that detail. I think it's in the night, you can kind of see that clearly. When they're all gathering, it sort of looks a little bit fake. But I definitely think they actually look pretty good. But talking about anyway, visual effects anyway, before you continue, the one thing that I now really hate about the film is that I didn't really think about, the amount of lens flares are in it is ridiculous. Like watching it, there's a lens flare because, explosions or whatever visual effect it is, like glistening off freaking shiny surfaces. It's like blinding. It's like the sun's rays looking at you. There's a lens flare like every second of the movie.
Yeah, I actually remember that. Especially in the desert scenes, I remember it being pretty bad. Yes. And even when I was 8, I was like, these lens flares are a bit, how you going?
Yeah.
Not that it really bothered me that much, because I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, like, yeah, definitely, like, when I was, when we were younger, I didn't really take that into account. But I feel like it is definitely overused, because it's like, I'm trying to enjoy it, but then there's this lens flare that just completely blinds the entire thing, so I don't get to see anything. Obviously, I think, it is also a visual a visual effect, but also I think maybe it's also like to save money from making so many scenes with robots in it, because if you think about it, making those CGI robots is probably a lot, because what I was reading about is the actual all the mechanisms of like an arm was like a couple of thousand pieces, whatever, to make it move, and like that would be a lot of money to do CGI. So I definitely think lens flares also made that, because...
Well, you think they're covering up a lot of the CGI with lens flares?
Yeah, I definitely think. Because sort of
smart, though,
I guess. It is smart, definitely. But it definitely sometimes is a bit annoying. But I understand, because it is... it's a lot of money to make these things. And that's probably a big thing. The other thing It's more of a, I think, because I recently watched, well, not recently, probably a couple of months ago. This may be a bit of a tangent. I watched the recent Transformers the last night. I honestly hated that film. I thought it was crap. And I feel like I can see some elements of that actually within this film. So there's sort of quick cuts in a sense where it sort of jumps from point to point, like super quick. It's not really too big in this film, I feel like. But if I don't know if you have, but if anyone who is listening has watched the last film, the last night, you could definitely see like quick cuts in the sense that it moves from scene to scene super quick, not really taking into account certain aspects. In this, so for example, the quick cuts would be like when they're in the desert and it immediately goes to the Pentagon or whatever, and sort of you skip out on a lot of things. The problem I have with like these cuts, and obviously it's meant to save time, the film already goes for 2.5 hours, is to make it so then, you don't really know everything, but you know enough to know what's going on.
Yeah.
There's certain aspects like, there was the interrogation scene with one of the Pentagon. Yeah, that's the place called. Talking about like this person took out data from the Pentagon and did all this stuff. But it like skips like, the interrogation and sort of just the good guy, the vice president, comes to save them and take them out. You don't really know what the really big problem was and stuff like that. Another big thing was, I don't know, because I was really thinking about it more. So, in the first bit of the film, when the Blackout attacks the base, he actually inserts a virus into the Americans' system.
Yeah.
And that doesn't... I don't know if it's like a different virus or it's the same, but later in the film, maybe an hour and a half in, either it activates or it's a different virus, and then it essentially just destroys the entire network, and for the rest of the film, they can't use the internet. They have to use the old radio stuff.
I think it was
a virus thing.
Nah, it was a bloody...
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was a different thing because the fighter jet does it through from the air.
Yeah. To the they also blow up the Hoover Dam's electric stuff, and that does affect that too. No, in terms of that anyway, sort of quick cuts and I don't know. I feel like there's parts that were missing that I feel like I would rather know more. But, instead I got big robots fighting each other. And look, I'm not complaining that, but it was still, obviously, the fight scenes anyway were pretty good. Filled with explosions, filled with fighting, filled with cool stuff. Especially the big thing that I've been looking at recently with a lot of movies I've watched, especially like a lot of action-packed movies, is the way music is definitely used. There's so much music used in this film, like I didn't actually realize, but there's a lot of
Linkin Park, slappers.
Linkin Park, but there's a lot of other theme music in it. So I know if you've seen Kill Bill, I can't remember what the name of the song is, but one of those songs is in it. Yes, the Linkin Park ones, and there's another big one, I just can't remember the name of it, but if you listen to it, you could probably pick out a lot of memorable theme music or like upbeat music in the sense, like action music, and that is still kind of used. And I thought that was interesting because like obviously music in fights and that is pretty important a lot of the time. Sometimes you don't use your music because sometimes the fight does it or the music it needs, but sometimes you use music to sort of make it cooler in a sense. But there's a lot of memorable music that I didn't actually realize was in this film. Yeah, like besides all the cool battles, it does pretty good in terms of like, you see the destruction and stuff. But one thing, going back to something Alex was hinting at before when I was talking about Bone Crusher and the bus, you don't really know how many people actually die in the film. It seems like a lot of people die and nothing really happens. Like,
the bus was
an
empty,
entire bus.
trust me.
The bus was like filled. There was like people falling out of like buildings that were basically when I think it was Megatron went through a fucking building and I think the building collapsed and whatever. I feel like you don't really get the scale of like these people dying. There's nothing, like it's more focused on the actual fight. But I just thought it was like a lot of people must have freaking died in this, especially in the city fight.
Yeah, it would have been pretty rowdy, eh?
But it was just something I sort of picked up when I was watching it. But back to what you were saying before, Jack. I did go on a bit of tangent. You were talking about the robots.
What was I saying about the robot?
Something about the CGI robots.
Oh yeah, I just remember it like back in 2007. That was just sort of like the pinnacle. And then I think James Cameron's Avatar came out after that, and it sort of was like the next iteration.
That is, true.
But I think sort of from that period, Transformers and James Cameron's Avatar were the thing. And the thing I liked about Transformers, it had all like the cool explosions in the cars, and like, you know, it was just cool, you know. And at 8 years old, I don't care about the story at all. Like,
Man,
the movie
Cameron's
is
Avatar.
purely, for me, at that point in time, a visual experience. And I don't think, for 8-year-old me, there was a better visual experience at the time.
Yeah, same thing with me. I didn't give a crap about what the story was.
Yeah.
I want to
We
see
need to
giant
infiltrate
robots
this planet
fighting.
full of blue hippies to find unobtainium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanium.
Yeah, whatever. It's stuff like that, yeah.
The cube. Yeah.
But in terms of also, you can. I know, you know, like, it's been a while since you've watched like all of it. Anyway, like, there's a lot of stereotypical things in it, but obviously it's because of the period of time it was made. Because I would say if it was made now, Transformers was made now, I think it would be a lot different. The big things were obviously, like, look, I'm just saying this sort of the over-sexualization of Megan Fox in it,
Oh.
right? I want to say, like,
Really?
this is
the
just
entire
me.
movie, all I was just thinking was, man, those Transformers
No,
All the
are very
Transformers
sexy.
were naked, though, Ari. You don't think that's over-sexualized?
No, that's another point. But
Don't they literally introduce Megan Fox by having her bend over the hood of a car?
so I want to say
Yeah,
about
they
that
do.
stuff.
It's hot, though.
I will tell you, whenever she's on sort of the camera,
It's always
Then
low. And
you
you
looking
can
up.
start.
tell
Bam,
it's
bam,
always sort of
bam.
like, it's always like in that sort of motion of capturing who she is in the appearance, not of who she really is. You know what
What
I
was
mean.
her character
in terms-
called?
I have no
Stacey.
idea.
Stacey.
I can't remember. Hang on, her name was
Chad and Stacey.
Michaela.
Was it? Michaela?
Michaela!
I
What
thought
are
that
you
was her
doing?
real name.
Are you out of your mind?
But no, I was just thinking about, like, it's very over-sexualized in that. I, 8-year-old me probably.
That was your favourite part. Wait.
But there's some other stuff too. I thought this was dumb. So you probably saw the first part too, with the Scorpion attacking the when the people escape the base, the army people.
Yeah.
They eventually find like a village, and then they're fending off the Scorpion, right? And so there's like, they have no way of communicating, so they find like some local guy's phone, and they use his phone, and he uses the phone, and he's like, he's trying to get to the Pentagon to get help, right? But he goes through to like the telecommunications person, and it's the typical, this guy who literally doesn't care, just sits there, it's like, just says all these like, just why don't you turn off the phone, or stuff like that, all this sort of.
I know that scene, actually. That's funny as.
I just thought, like,
How easy would it be for a United States captain to actually reach the Pentagon, though? I mean, surely not.
yeah, but like it just goes through this sort
Do
of.
they really even
I don't know.
communicate with the Pentagon?
I think they eventually did, but what happened was, I thought it was alright. He had to use his credit card to like verify his identity or something, but he used his friends. He was like in the middle of the battle, he's talking to his mate, and he's like, where's your credit card, in the middle of the battle, and he has to find it in his pocket, and then he goes through it all and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty funny.
Michael
but,
Bay, comedic
like,
genius, am I right?
yeah, comedic genius.
There was a
But
lot
I
of
just feel like,
American stuff in that film. A lot of American
well, it is
flags,
a
lot of American
full
soldiers.
American. It's a full American film. That's like the gist of it anyway. That was what Transformers is. When you think about it, it is just American.
Started out as an anime, though, so.
But it was American focused, I believe.
USA!
Like Western.
American.
Anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of stereotypical things in it.
I want to watch the movie again, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that Scorpion scene though, where they're like in the middle of they're sort of getting attacked in like that ancient ruin or whatever with the Scorpion, and they're like running away from it. That was my favorite scene.
That was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, that's sick. And then they have that plane fly around, and it like shoots the Scorpion with like these special
The
rounds,
Warthog.
like these special rounds, and it like they're armor piercing. Bro, that's insane. I love that bit, eh? Yeah, where they call in like the air support. Oh, dude, and they got the music blaring. Fuck.
That's what I mean. See, like
That
the
is
music.
that
with the
scene
combat.
absolutely slaps.
Yeah. See, like
That scene goes hard.
it. Like, there's definitely, in terms of when you're looking at a film, when you're not trying to critically, sort of, in a sense, review it, you sort of just take it as what it is. It's just meant for fun, really.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not meant to. Like the thing this is something that Alex said last week, and I've taken that to heart. Was the thing you talked about art, Alex, and sort of like how it shouldn't really be rated because everyone else is going to have different opinions on it, essentially. And I think that's a really big thing, especially with reviews. I could say it's amazing, while another guy says this is crap because of blah blah blah, right? And when people do reviews anyway, it's sort of, there's not like a standard in a sense. You can't really make this sort of like a standard review because everyone's gonna have their own opinion on it. But like, I guess the only way you can really say anything is that these films are just made for fun, right? They're just made, obviously they're made to make money, but they're also made to do something. They're made for fun, like Transformers, or for example other films which are like The Circle is meant to make a point.
Yeah. It sort of depends I think depends how it was sort of marketed, because if Michael Bay went out and said, hey guys, don't take this film seriously, all it is just some cool explosions and a visual experience for 8-year-old boys, then everyone would be like, yeah, 10 out of 10, it fulfilled its purpose perfectly. Whereas if you're, you love Shakespeare and you want to look at it for its deeper meaning, well, it's not going to be your thing.
Yeah, so that's true. Like, yeah,
the review is based on sort of the film's purpose.
Yeah.
But the film's purpose is obviously subjective.
That's true. That is very true.
Whatever.
And that's why, when you're talking about reviews, it's sort of, a lot of people could say certain things with certain reviews, especially the way I would look at it or the way that you look at it. Other people would be like why and stuff like that. But no, I think it's a very interesting thing.
By the way, the most reputable reviewing source on the internet.
Obviously, there's a proper business around reviewing,
Buy our merch.
But, whatever. We are going very long, by the way. This is quite long.
What else is there to cover on Transformers?
Is there something you want to add, Alex?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean,
like
classic Alex, eh?
Classic Alex.
Classic Alex.
There's one other thing I probably do want to say, and this is more of a story element in the sense that this is always going to be in stories, and this is more just me sort of looking into a lot of stories in the way that they're made and sort of the themes. But every story is sort of just a good versus evil story, right? Obviously the good guys.
Evil versus good.
Yeah, evil versus good. And in terms of this film anyway, there's evil guys on both sides and there's good guys on other there's good robots, bad robots. There's good humans, bad humans, whatever. But
listen, I just have to agree with that dude in the Transformers movie who thinks that all robots are bad and need to be kicked out of the US. Kick him out.
Send them to Europe.
Dude, they came over the space wall. We've got to build a space wall.
Oh God.
Nah,
You've watched Pacific Rim, haven't you?
Nah.
No, I haven't.
Oh God, you have to watch that. Speaking about the space wall, anyway.
They have a space wall on the Pacific Rim, Ariel.
They're in Pacific Rim. Bit of a tangent.
How would there be a space
wall
in Pacific Rim? I thought the monsters.
It's not a space wall. No, it's not a space wall. I think it's called the coastal sea wall. It's meant to prevent the big guys from coming in, but they just walk through it. It's sort of just like the most stupidest idea.
Was it a political comment, Ariel?
I think it was. I don't know. Because Pacific Rim came out about 2010. You'll see like what I mean. I thought it was the worst. I don't know. I don't understand why. Like
so the whole
sort of
film is a euphemism for the big bad guys being drugs and the good guys being the police, but the drugs just come in anyway.
Yeah. Whatever.
How did Pacific Rim even get a sequel?
I thought Pacific Rim was alright,
better than Transformers,
but in terms of, it definitely had pretty cool robots and aliens.
Yeah, but they're all. I don't know. Pacific Rim's giving me sort of a weird vibe, like a weird vibe from it. Transformers, I get Chad vibes. No Chad has watched bloody Pacific Rim, Transformers.
I feel Pacific Rim had 16 American flags. USA.
Yeah, but yeah.
Support the troops, boys.
I don't think there's anything else to say.
I think
with that.
I think Transformers
we've covered it.
Transformers. It stood up the test of time well, didn't it? I reckon if you showed Transformers to an 8-year-old boy now, he'd think that movie still slapped.
He probably.
I don't know.
He'd look at it and be like, "That was."
How did the CGI age?
Ariel said it aged
It's
well.
good. I thought it was good. I thought it aged well compared to like some other ones. Anyway,
Is that because it's so quick that you can barely tell that it's CGI, or even
that is a big thing.
Yeah, but
as I
still,
said, like it's so
there's
quick.
scenes where it's like
that you
slow
can't really-
though.
It focuses on the Transformers, like when they're just standing and not fighting. Then it's actually pretty good too. But when it comes to the fighting, the explosions and stuff sort of take control. That was a terrible review. No, it wasn't. So, I believe that brings us to the conclusion of today's podcast.
Can we like rate the movie?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, probably should do that. I would say, see, I'm bad at reviewing.
I'm gonna give it 2 reviews. I'm gonna give it a would an 8-year-old like its purpose. 8-year-old boy would think it's good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely.
As an objective, is this film across the board good in every way? I think visually it's interesting. The story, I think it's average film. For the time, I think it was average. Nowadays, obviously not, but I think for the time, average, so 5 out of 10 for the overall.
5 out of 10.
That's an average. That's an average rating.
Yeah, I would say I think the visuals definitely pulled it through. They definitely look good. There were definitely points where visuals weren't as good. However, I do think that's because of the time it was made and because of the money, essentially, for a lot of these scenes. The Autobots, sort of the characters and stuff, were interesting. You know, Shia LaBeouf is a character. No, he's Shia LaBeouf.
Back then, though, he wasn't insane.
No, I don't know. I think that's where it started, Jack.
Oh, you reckon?
I think
Hanging
it
around
did,
Michael
because
Bay
he was
too much, he was just
crazy
off
in
his
it.
chop.
He's
do
crazy in the film.
I do not believe that it was Transformers. I believe it was after Indiana Jones that he went crazy.
No, but I
Alex
definitely
here with
think
his Shia
that
LaBeouf
had
law.
some
Thank you,
hint,
Alex.
some sort of support. Not support, some sort of
I just
factors
remember
that-
Indiana Jones coming out and then him going crazy. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Dude, he looked into the eyes.
I would say visuals were good, characters were alright, story was just typical story, nothing too special. All Spark sort of idea was alright. I would say the bad stuff anyway would have been sort of, in terms of if I'm looking at it now on a stereotypical sort of level, I thought it did sort of bad in certain respects. I would give it maybe about a 7 out of 10. Because I think it definitely was, for me, better than average in the sense that the visuals definitely pulled it through a lot of it. But that is my opinion. Have you got a review, Alex, or...?
As someone who has not seen the film since 2008,
Okay.
I'm rating this purely on staying power in my mind. And I don't necessarily remember a lot of that film, so therefore, surely it can't have been that good. And that's
What
review.
okay,
I'll
what
give it
films
a,
do you know a lot about though from 2008?
Surf's Up.
That's only because
I
it's a
remember.
meme. That's only because it's a meme though.
No, it's not a meme.
And
Jack.
you
What are
watched it like
talking
6
about?
months ago for the laugh.
That's not true. I haven't seen Surf's Up since 2007.
What? Dude, you told me you watched it. I'm actually hurt now.
No, I watched Over the Hedge.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, we
We'll
gotta
keep
wrap
that
it
for
up.
another
Fucking
discussion.
Look at the time.
Yeah, I know. This has gone for almost an hour and a half.
No, this is almost 2 hours.
2 hours? Okay, we'll find ways of cutting it down. So, Jack, thank you very much for being our very first
Yeah,
guest.
it's always a pleasure.
It's been memorable. We've had very interesting conversations.
Absolutely.
And maybe we'll have you again in the near future.
I'm looking forward to it.
We don't know who next will be. We will track them down and bring them on.
Any ideas on what the next film will be, Yara?
I have no idea.
I've
think
got a couple of ideas, and I want to review a couple of video games as well.
there are some
But
games.
if we're
here,
going to
definitely.
have a guest, it might be worth asking them if they want to review some sort of specific.
Yeah,
game
when
as
we
well.
do these reviews, that's another thing I do want to say is, when we do these reviews, whoever's the guest will have a big say on what they want to do.
Oh.
But also, whoever is watching, and whoever is watching in the future, and there is more of these videos, a podcast, do suggest things. Suggest films, suggest certain things maybe that you think we would like, or anything like that.
Nothing's
Any
off
ways
limits.
of
Doesn't
even
have to be a
improving.
movie or a video game.
Yeah, no, again, it's also, the way I do it with the reviews anyway, it's any sort of media. Obviously, I have said before, I do want to do books, but when it comes to books, it's a lot harder to, if I were to do a book, I kind of need to do it more.
Same thing with
Critically,
TV
I
shows,
would
because anything that has like a serious fan following is a lot of episodes, and you can't really just
Yeah,
pull
That
that
is
out
true.
of nowhere.
that is very
So
true.
it can be
Well,
anything, but basically only movies or video games.
yes. Alright, well, thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much, Jack, for being our very first
Thank
guest.
you, Ariel.
Thank you.
No problemo.
much.
And you are welcome when we ever need you again. I believe that is where we'll end. And as always, Alex, see you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.